Maria!
Please, Shadow, I need your help. Everyone's fate depends on you.
Maria!
And with that kind of sad introduction, hey everybody, we are back with the next episode of Shadow the Hedgehog for the PS2, Nintendo GameCube, and Xbox. Now we're on stage 5, Air Fleet. So we basically left 2 flashback levels, and now we are going back into the present. So yeah, here we are today with Tails. So how you guys doing today? I'm doing pretty well. Had a pretty good sleep. Like the last couple of days I've been sleeping okay, but now I feel so well rested. I'm like, oh, I feel like doing so many videos today. So it's nice. But yeah, so we're on Air Fleet. We're going to be going to the goal ring, doing the neutral mission. So we're not going to be doing anything dark or good. We're not going to be killing any of the gun soldiers or killing any of the aliens. We're going to say goodbye to both of you, and we're going to get to the goal ring. And I just remembered, actually, the dark mission is killing the destroying the airplanes, the president's airplane. So this is when the actual wall jump works okay for me. But I realize that you can't really run on the walls. You have to keep pressing the X button over and over and over again, just like in Sonic Heroes, while holding the analog stick forward in order for the triangle jump to work similar to how it was in Sonic Heroes. But it's nowhere near as fast. So yeah. I do also use this gun vehicle a little bit just to give it a shot, because I barely use vehicles in this game. But sometimes I'll use them just for fun. So, but they are decently quick. But when you hit a wall, my God, you go everywhere. And this is me showing off. That's how you actually get the airplane to slow down and stop. You actually have to hit that. You have to actually shoot that, and then you'll make it go the opposite way, and then it'll get jammed along the way. So you have a longer time to shoot it down, because it has a lot of health. Like, the plane has a ridiculous amount of health when you're trying to shoot it down and kill it. So yeah, and if you're trying to get to the neutral mission, you could just kill the bigger aliens, and you could just try to use chaos control, because I use that a lot. So I use chaos control a lot. So yeah, that's what I recommend if you're going to try to get to the neutral mission. Then there we go, chaos control. And I don't know why I did this after we did the first chaos control. I tried to turn back and kill these guys, but I clearly ran out of ammo. I ran out of ammo when I'm trying to get into the chaos control. I think I actually, yeah, see, like, I'm trying to use the homing attack on these guys, and it just doesn't work. And I'm also trying to use the combat just to show you guys how shit it is. And unfortunately, I get double teamed here, so it's like completely unfair. So I don't know why I didn't just drop it and go. I really just wanted to get that chaos control. Like, come on, man, let's just keep zipping through the stage, because I'm tired of being here. And I almost killed myself there. But but I don't know why I didn't just grab a freaking sword and just keep hitting these guys, because you guys can see the combat is completely bad. It's really, really bad. Like, unless you have like a small alien and you're lucky, it's not gonna work out well. It only really works well on the small fry. But near the end, I actually got them. But they took about more than half my rings. So yeah, I would not. 2 out of 10, 0 out of 10 would not recommend the combat. So just stick to the homing attack, or you grab a sword, or grab a automatic weapon. But yeah, we're just gonna be going to the goal ring, like I was saying before, because I don't want to do any of those missions where you have to get the president's plane down, because at this point of the game, we're realizing that we would have tried to have gotten Maria out of the Ark and save her, but Black Doom keeps shoving it in our faces that the humans are clearly evil and they did this on purpose. So we're not following Black Doom at all. So in the next mission or two, you guys will understand a little bit more why I chose that, because it makes sense. Not only because of the last story, because you kill Black Doom in Double Doom, but also because of the fact that Shadow should never have followed or trust Black Doom in the first place, and I don't know what happened there.
Not here.
But yeah, I sometimes really hate doing the.
I can make it to that bracing.
I really sometimes hate the way that the homing attack works. Sonic Adventures and Sonic Heroes' homing attack was way better and more reliable for getting to places, but Shadow the Hedgehog feels like it's a little too heavy. I don't know what that is, but it feels like it's a little too heavy. and I completely screwed myself there.
Not here.
I thought there was a second or third floor below that, but I was like, shit.
If I jump dash along this wall, I can make it to that bracing.
Or you could just jump, or you can just do basic platforming like I kept doing. And look, I didn't take the truck that time, so I'm like, nope. I'm gonna do light speed dash and not fall down this time. I could have swore there was like a second or third level, but I was getting ahead of myself for the stage. That just tells you how much I wanted this to be over.
Do not let him get away.
Do not let him get away. No, I will. Here, once again, this is when I wish I had a gun. But when you homing attack the guys well enough and you can get them to stay like that, you can just keep hitting them over and over and over again because they won't hurt you. So like, there's see if I didn't get hit there, I said there's a good flawless way to use the combat system, but I still got hit. But luckily, this is the only Sonic the Hedgehog game ever where you don't lose all of your rings when you get hit. That's gonna be really, really unfortunate when we go to the next game. Ugh. I mean, I hate losing all my rings. It's gonna piss me off. I remember sometimes restarting levels in Adventure 2 and in 06 just so I could get my big ring bonus. I remember doing that. I don't know if you guys have done it too, but I remember freaking restarting an entire goddamn level just to get my rings back. Because I was so mad that I'd have like 200 rings, get hit once, then I only have 20. And I'm like, fuck! I collected 200 rings. Come on, what's the meaning of this? And I think I turn around and get a sword. Yeah, I do. I was gonna say, Smart Shadow. Yeah, even though swords are really clunky and not really that reliable, they're so much more strong against enemies that with life bars than freaking combat, like I was trying to use with just Shadow's fists. It's like what John said in his review as well. If you're not packing heat and don't feel like using the homing attack, Shadow also has basic punches and kicks, and they're shit. Oh, I love that. Shadow also has basic punches and kicks, and they're shit. Seriously, people, don't use these attacks. Piss poor damage and piss poor range. Seriously, guys, if you guys don't know who Some Call Me Johnny is, and you guys have not seen his reviews for any of the 3D Sonic games, oh my God, you will not regret it. It is so goddamn funny. Like, and he's so right about a lot of things. Like, almost everything he says in his reviews, he's correct on. Like, he is so spot on. It's ridiculous. Like, I remember playing this game when this is one of the first 3D Sonic games I ever played. Sad I know, but this is one of the first 3D Sonic games I ever played on, like, ever. Like, I only owned Shadow the Hedgehog for the PlayStation 2, and then it was about 2 or 3 months later I got the PS3. Oh, Chaos Control again. And then I got the PS3. And then the only reason why I really wanted to get the PS3 was because for Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing, because I was obsessed with that game. I absolutely loved it. But I still like that game, but I'm not as crazy about it as I used to be. And I feel like I phased through that laser there when I used the Lightspeed Dash. But anyway, I actually got the PS3 just for that game. But this was the only Sonic game I owned for the PS2. And then when the PS2 got switched out for the PS3, like 4 or 5 months later for my birthday that same year, I was like, okay, Shadow the Hedgehog was alright, but I expected a little bit more from it, but it was okay. And because I didn't really know anything about the character or any of the storyline, none of the questions he'd have, like, oh, who is this Maria and all that, it never really hit me like, oh, you know, that's really, really stupid. It didn't really hit me because I knew nothing about who Shadow the Hedgehog was as a character. But when I played SA2 and looked at the other storylines, and I realized how really, really bad all the 10 playthroughs were of Shadow the Hedgehog, I'm like, yeah, that's pretty stupid. And then I kind of realized it later. But also, this is the final stretch of the mission where you have to destroy the airplane, but I'm doing some decent damage to it right now, but it has way too much health where I cannot destroy it. And I'm tired of waiting, so I just leap off here, and it's a little bit of a shortcut. As long as you know where to land with the mech, then you're fine. And we're home free. Yeah, and that's where the dark mission would fail if you wouldn't complete it.
You must follow my orders.
These are my orders. These are my orders.
I'm going to find the truth for myself.
Let's see. Yeah, it's a C. We didn't do too bad on that one. Oh, man. Now remember, these cutscenes and levels are out of order, so I just wanted to put these in together to make my own story that kind of makes sense, like I was saying before.
What's up, Shadow?
Not you again.
Nice to see you too. Looks like those black creatures are headed out to space. We're on our way to the Ark, so I guess that means we're going too.
What?
Ark.
Come on, let's roll. Next stop, the Ark.
We're going to the Ark, so I guess that means we're going too. What? That was such a bad typo, like seriously, Sega. That was so horrible of a typo. Why couldn't you fix that before you published the game? It's a cheap laugh, I don't care, but seriously, you could fix it.
Space colony. Ark. This place. So familiar. But why? This is where I... Maria? Died?
Oh yeah, bring it on.
Those dreaded JPEGs.
Looks like the party's getting started. Time to rock and roll. You up for this, Shadow?
I really hate that those are just still images. It bothers the hell out of me. Okay, this stage is so fun for me. Like, I love doing the hero side mission because it's so fun just to race through Space Gadget. Now, this was probably the most clutched race with Sonic I've ever had out of owning this game in my entire life, and you're gonna see why. It's insane. I didn't think I was gonna make it.
Remember? We once raced each other here. This is just like old times. A race for the Emerald.
And for those who have played SA2, we're now in the final rush in the final chase segments of Sonic Adventure 2 up around the Ark. So this is very similar territory
It is about time you showed up, Shadow.
to the previous games. But yeah, we're going to be doing the hero side mission because we're now at this point where we feel like we should trust Sonic, because Sonic's like, hey, we're going to the Ark and we're doing this and we're doing that. And at this point, I think Shadow's starting to remember the things that Sonic was telling him about, like, hey, Shadow, we once raced each other here. So with Sonic telling Shadow all this, I think he actually does recall, because when he grabs the Chaos Emerald, when you beat Sonic in this race, he actually says, Sonic, now I remember the day we fought here aboard the Ark. So Shadow's starting to get his memories back from Sonic as well. So it's like he's starting to realize, okay, I need to be a hero. Black Doom is clearly trying to manipulate me to taking over the world. So that's the kind of storyline that I took it with, was that Shadow realizes, oh shit, Black Doom's pretty evil. So, but when you have amnesia and you have major problems like this, you're not going to remember, and you're going to question a lot more things than you normally do. Like, honestly, if you look up amnesia online, you could probably find out that a lot of the stupid decisions that Shadow made were kind of like, okay, the amnesia can kind of be excused for it, but there's a time and a place where the amnesia could be too much. So I think some of the stuff in this game was kind of overdone with the amnesia excuse, but other than that, I think some of it's okay. Like, it's not entirely bad. Like, if you kind of do, like, because the one thing I actually kind of like from this game is that if you really want to make your own story with Shadow, go ahead and do it. You have 10 different pathways you can do it, and you have 126 different ways to do it. Yeah, insane, I know. But honestly, if you're going to make Shadow a hero in the end, you should have honestly made all 10 pathways lead up to that. Because I do also like what John said in his review. He was saying, why can't this be just one big comprehensive story until it leads up to last story, and I'm all good? Like, why can't we all why can't we travel through all of the stages that the game gave us in one big pathway? That would have been so much better. Because honestly, there are a lot of levels that are exclusive to the Dark and Hero missions that you're not going to see if you just go all neutral. So honestly, that's one thing I don't really like about this game, is that it makes it to where, okay, if you want to see certain particular levels, you have to go up this one pathway in order to see it. But that's cool because it's an exclusive way to go one way. But honestly, that's kind of limiting as well. It's kind of limiting, like, okay, in order to see those missions, you have to go all dark. It's like well, what if I don't want an evil Shadow the Hedgehog? What if I only want to go neutral or hero and I can't see those missions? Screw you, man. So honestly, there's some things that this game does right and some things that it does wrong. So I guess at this point it's all just like whether you like the game or whether you don't. Honestly, obviously a lot of Sonic fans do not like this game, and I can see partially why they don't like it. But there are some things in this game I legitimately do enjoy. Like, I legitimately do enjoy how Shadow gets a little bit more backstory to Gerald Robotnik and exactly what happened on the Ark. Like, on the Ark, it shows that Professor Gerald Robotnik's experiments were going crazy, and the Ark was getting signals of Gerald creating things that were not, weren't friendly to guns particularly liking. So we get little backstory and things to that, but of course this game was not even thought of with SA2. This game was literally just shoehorned into the story because Shadow was supposed to die in the first game he was introduced in, and he was supposed to stay dead. But because of fan excitement and fan loving of him, he was brought back in Sonic Heroes, and now he has his own standalone game, which was not really necessarily need to be made. But some of it's enjoyable, like I said, so I think it's enough on that. So, but yeah, look at this. We have less than a minute left, and thanks to Chaos Control, I just make it. If I didn't get Chaos Control there, I would have had to have restarted the whole stage. But you guys are going to love this clutch I did. It's amazing how close it gets. Like, it's so freaking cool. But yeah, this right here is very, very familiar to Final Chase for Shadow. Like all the rail grinding and everything. So 20 seconds.
No dice, Shadow. There's no
everybody always misses that. Everyone always misses that rail grind. And plus, too, if I hit it, I wouldn't have made it. Look at this, 10 seconds. But I didn't think I was gonna make it here. But I landed right on top of the goal ring. Look at this. With 3 seconds and 17 milliseconds to spare. I just made it, and I really didn't. I didn't think I was gonna make it.
Sonic. Now I remember. That day, we fought here aboard the Ark.
And that's still a C, which is retarded. But yeah, so there's that. See Shadow? Now I remember. That day we fought here aboard the Ark. And speaking of the Ark, Stage 5, the Ark. This is one of our last stages. And then we're going to have 2 cutscenes, and then we're going to go to Final Haunt. So we're almost done. Can you believe it? This game's already almost done.
Shadow, the promised time is near. Our forces are amassing to take the Ark, destroy the...
And because
I've got to get to the Ark.
yeah, I just want to get aboard the Ark and save it. So we're gonna be doing the neutral mission, which is also pretty much considered the hero mission because you're ignoring Black Doom and you're trying to just get inside the Ark to make sure that you can stop it from collapsing and falling down. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. And there will be a couple of cheat shots in this game, in this stage, that I really do not get. Like, I really don't get how I could have avoided some of these things. But I'll get to those when we get into the actual scenes. I love the Lightspeed Dash in this game. I just really like using it. But the Dark Mission requires you to take out those green spinning defense systems. And there's only 4 or 6 of them, I believe. And once you take out all of those, then, you're going to go to the true evil. You're going to go to the true evil side.
I remember being here before.
See how another reason why I chose these specific levels is because not only do you have the cutscenes at the end of the stage make sense for the story, but Shadow also has little dialogue in the middle of the stage like, oh, I remember being here, I remember seeing this, have I been here before? There are things that make logical sense like, yeah, dude, you have been here before, SA2. So there are reasons why I picked these stages out in the first place. And remember, I had to sit through all fucking 10 playthroughs of this game on SGB's playthrough. Like the five of them were on SGB's playthrough. And I looked up on the Sonic Retros page on the Sonic development cycle for video games, for the Sonic games in particular. I had to look up all 10 of these pathways and cutscenes and figure out what makes logical sense and what's stupid. Like, as you can see in here too, in this game, there's absolutely no mention that I'm doing for the android. Like, I did not put any missions in here that involve the android because it's a stupid side quest. There's no reason for Shadow to think he's an android. He is the original copy in the original Shadow the Hedgehog. So there's no reason for him to think that he's a goddamn android. That's why I didn't put any android stages in here. So that's the whole reason why I did that. So I'm pretty sure that's why some of you guys were like, hey, why are there no side plots with the android stuff in here? That's the reason why, because it's a stupid plot. So, and Omega believes that too. Omega believes that he thinks like, are you the original or not? You know, even fucking Omega questions it, and he knows that. And at the end of Sonic Heroes, Rouge and Omega are kind of confused if he is the original or for Sonic Adventure 2. But Omega even says, you know about cloning. The original must exist somewhere. So Omega should be able to read Shadow and say, you are the original, and I know this. And Omega should be able to tell him. So, you know, obviously a lot of the characters are pretty stupid in the game too for not telling Shadow he's the real one until 9 minutes into the final fight with Devil Doom, and then Eggman goes, "Oh, sorry, I just made that up to fuck with you. You're the original Shadow the Hedgehog." It's really dumb. And keynote 2. This is where one of the mess ups happen. Well, how could I have avoided that?
Not here.
I literally was rail grinding, spring bounced off, and I hit the black creature that I'm flying right now. I bumped him, it pushed me off the ledge. So how am I supposed to avoid that? This game sometimes. But keynote 2, when you're, yeah, I actually hit that spring. But those little rails that have the spring, do not tap the circle button and like the speed ups, because if Shadow does do the animation where he jumps and you don't hit and you jump over the spring pad, it won't bounce you. I don't know why that is, but just don't hit the circle button and try to speed up your rail grinding when there's a springboard in front of you, because you could miss it. That's happened to me before. So, yeah. But yeah, we're just getting to near the end of the stage. That's the final arc defense system right there that you need to take out for the Dark mission. But we are going neutral to see the last 2 cutscenes, and then we're going to go to Final Haunt, and then we're going to go fight Devil Doom. And side note, watch Shadow's model, by the way. He fucking sinks like he's in quicksand. Watch his feet.
The Ark, yes. This is where it all began.
Shadow, are you standing in quicksand? Seriously. I had just noticed that when I stopped recording, and I was like, why is he sinking into the freaking floor? That's weird. But yeah, here we go. So now we have 2 cutscenes, and then I will see you guys in the next episode of Shadow the Hedgehog for the PS2, GameCube, and Xbox.
Damn it. What does it all mean? These memories, the doctor's actions and words. Nothing makes sense. Was it real?
It's been a long time, Shadow.
Who are you? And how do you know my name?
I know you, Shadow the Hedgehog. You killed everyone I loved. My family, Maria. I've been waiting all my life for this day.
What? Me? And Maria?
Maria was like a sister to me. She was the only family I knew. And because of you, she was killed. Witnessing it all, the plan to create that horrifying evil creature. That black creature and that insane professor who unleashed it all.
I don't know what's up with it. I don't know what's up with his mouth there.
The professor created me with Black Doom?
You don't fool me! It's not just about Maria. Thanks to you, everyone I knew and loved was killed when the Ark was destroyed. Worst of all, my family!
Then why are you working for Gunn?
Justice is served!
If what you say is true, then I will respectfully accept my fate.
You mean to tell me that you really don't remember a thing?
But I just need some time to uncover the real truth. Maria. Shadow, look! Up there! Huh? What is that? Once every 50 years, that black comet passes by this planet. Oh, do you think those black creatures are somehow connected with that comet? Black comet. Shadow, what's wrong? I think you're right. I feel it. They're up there. That's where the answers are. I've got to get to that comet.